Well, what is up, Chili Pup? Quartzsite sure has changed. Look at all these modern buildings and parking lots, trees. This is not Quartzsite. This is the In-N-Out Burger in Indio, California. So why would I be in Indio, California? I just woke up this morning and started driving. No, really, I had to come to Lowe's. I was already at Joshua Tree. I forgot to tell you that. It's been a couple of days. It's been a week since I made a video. So I was camping out at Joshua Tree, and guess who I saw? I saw Granny and Anna. I'm camping with them right now. But I took a run over here to Indio this morning, to the Lowe's. I got a project going on. And let me show you what else I've done. See that extension bracket that comes off the front? Remember, it was around on this side, but I cut it in half. I had that one over here only, but I cut it in half and put one on each side. So, and I've drilled a hole here that I can hook my shade cloth through. That way I can extend it out wider. So it'll go from here all the way back to the edge there now. And those two shade cloths that I just bought, oops, I almost fell down. I tripped over a curb block. I already gave them away. They didn't work out. Turns out the cheap ones work out better. The ones you can get on Amazon for $13 a piece, they work better. So I just blew 80 bucks for no good reason. And I gave them to Yellow Wolf, and she turned around and gave them to Howie. He's out at the LTVA now. So at least somebody got them. So right now I'm just waiting on the In-N-Out Burger to open. They open at 10:30, and I'm gonna get double. Haven't had one since I was in Yuma last year. That's how long it's been since I had a double. So I just left the Lowe's. Oh, there's an Audi. Aldi. Audi's the car. Aldi is the supermarket. So I ripped my ceiling down last night. I don't know what happened. I've never been happy with the ceiling in this van. So I ripped it all down. I'm gonna put a fresh new sheet of Reflectix up. I'm gonna make it nice and pretty and clean and crisp. So I got my roll of Reflectix, and I'm going to use, to put it together, I'll use clear packing tape on the inside where you won't see it, and those magnets that hold it up, and it's just going to be a much fresher look. Good old Matty Wagon. So what I need to do, I'm not going to do it while I'm over here. It's too expensive. Everything in California is too expensive. I did fill up with gas before I left Arizona, but when I go to Yuma, I'm going to get the differential fluid changed in the rear diff and the transmission fluid changed. It's time to do that. And I've still been looking for a high top van. I'm still looking for that, but hey, let me get up on this hill. This is a good shot here. But with the cost, the rising cost of health insurance, I would rather have health insurance. Isn't that the conundrum to be in? Do I get a high top or do I get health insurance? That's how expensive health insurance is now. Oh, and I hurt my back again about 5 days ago. Guess how I did it this time? Just sitting there, and I sneezed. And I tried to turn, I was sitting in my recliner, which is the passenger seat, and it's turned around backward. And I tried to turn my head out the side door really quickly to sneeze out the side door. And when I did, something started spasming in my lower back. So that's been going on for 5 days. It's much better today though. You know what I'd like to do? See that gap down the middle of those solar panels? I've been looking for some really narrow ones that I could fill that gap in with. Man, those panels are dirty. I need to clean those when I get back. But Indio and Coachella and what's the other place? La Quinta, California, they're all together. It's a pretty cool place. I mean, there's palm trees everywhere. Everywhere. And this is the nice part of town. Everything's clean and new over here. But the gas, I just saw gas, it was like $4.50 a gallon. And I got it before I left Quartzsite for $2.82 at the Terribles, because I put in my rewards number. Saved a little extra money. $2.82 versus $4.50. And all it takes is crossing over the state line to get that expensive. I don't know why gas is so expensive in California. I think it's the taxes. I could be wrong about that, but I think they have higher tax rate on gasoline. All right, so I've got 10 minutes and then I'm chowing down on a double-double. So we'll start wrapping it up with this. So I'm just gonna roll with this van. Right now is not a good time to be getting a new van and spending money. The cost of living is just too expensive. Health insurance, food, gas. Well, gas over here in California is. I don't know how people drive around over here. Like that big Tundra over there. That thing's gonna get about 13 miles to the gallon. And he's spending $4.50 a gallon. So yeah, I'm gonna play it smart. If the right deal comes along, yeah, I'll sell this one and get the high top, but I'm not going to make any drastic, quick, spur of the moment decisions. Right now, the way things cost, it's just not a good time to do it. And plus I got a good van. I love this van, I'm happy with it. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you just put a fiberglass high top on this one? Well, those are $8,000. So if I'm gonna put $8,000 into something, it's going to be a newer van. I just can't see putting $8,000 into what equates to a fiberglass boat hull. That's all it is. It's a boat hull that sits upside down on top of your van. That's just me. I can't do that. I wouldn't feel like I got my money's worth out of it. I said I was gonna wrap it up, didn't I? I had a whole bunch of trash that I brought over. I had the old Reflectix from the ceiling strapped on top of this box, and my trash container next to it was full. And I found an open dumpster right over that wall there. If you go down the parking lot, you take a right, there's a dumpster that was open. So I just put it all in there. And it's hard to find open dumpsters here in Indio. I usually like to go to public parks because those dumpsters are paid for by tax money, so they're there for the public to use. But I don't know where the park is around here, and I happened to be riding by and saw the dumpster open, so I thought I would just throw it in there. But I don't make a habit out of that. It's not something I like to do. I like to use public dumpsters at public parks, because I don't feel right about putting trash in one of these businesses' dumpsters, because they pay for those dumpsters, you know what I mean? But I did it this one time, and I won't do it again for a while. That's just me. I just think that way. But anyway, we'll wrap it up. I'll check in later. Thanks for watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.